Hello, Manchester United 0, West Ham United 1. Another defeat, another mentality shocker. Pressure's on. Pressure is really, really on. Are we crumbling?
No, we are. You know what? I've been thinking, even ever since the Newcastle game where we beat them in the final, I didn't even think we were great then, to be honest. I know we beat them. We won the Carabao Cup. I didn't think we were great then. But the last couple of weeks, we haven't been that good. We haven't been good. And we went from being second half FC to first half FC to no half FC. Because in this game, we were poor the whole game, really. 20 minutes in the first half. And even then, didn't create any clear-cut
Not a shot on target in that time, yeah.
Well, the whole game, one shot on target, really. I think it was only one shot on target. Martial, one big chance. It's just, this whole game was just, it was really a shambles. And we said before the game, I felt like, yeah, they'll give us time on the ball, let our players show what they're good at. Eriksen, the vision, the passing, same with Bruno. I said it on stream, I think I would have considered a different team for this sort of stylistic approach against West Ham. Players like Sancho, who would have had more time on the ball, who are better at looking at those passes in between the lines and the through balls. But all in all, we should be doing a lot better. I still would have considered Sancho starting. I probably would have went for earlier substitutions in terms of Sabitzer. I think Eriksen was on for 75 minutes. Poor. But overall, we were poor, man.
This mentality that we keep showing, time and time again, we've now lost the same amount of away games as Everton. You know how crazy that is? We've lost the same amount of away games as Everton and they're in the relegation scrap. So that shows you how good our form is at home. Yeah. But this soft underbelly away from home has just been something that we just have not shaken off. And actually, it's now starting to catch up with us big time.
It is. But, what is it? What makes it to the point where we can't even pass a ball? Today, you saw Rashford today. In the last 20 minutes, he couldn't even pass a ball. And it shows it's in the mind. When you're confident, you can do anything on the pitch. And you saw it today. Players, they weren't in the right state of mind to even do the simple things right. And the form away from home, what's that? We've only won one game away from him, the top 10, right?
It was Fulham.
Fulham, that's it. Yeah. And we still got Fulham to play. Bournemouth. These are tough games. I know we've said we got better games than some of the other teams, but it's not. Fulham's a tough.
And when you say that as well, about the top half teams, West Ham are not a top half team. West Ham's are not a good side. West Ham, like I said, 15th in the league, lost the last 3 or 4 games on the bounce, starting to look over their shoulder a bit again. Yeah. Man United rock up, no problem. We'll make ourselves safe.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. And Bournemouth, they're one spot above West Ham, and we're saying we should be beating Bournemouth. Should we? Away from home?
I don't fancy it at all.
I don't fancy it. So, look, overall, poor performance. I don't think any player. Look, Wan-Bissaka, look, he took a risk, really. He took a risk, and we're talking about the whole game about players taking risks and putting their bodies on the line. Wan-Bissaka did that. But you know what? Like Mina said, it takes more than one player, and the whole team were poor. Yeah, De Gea, it was shocking. It was shocking. I do think,
and him in general.
No, where I stand on him is I don't over talk about him. I still, even with that being said, I don't think he's a bigger priority than a striker. What I saw today in this game was, I just kept getting flashbacks of Ronaldo last season in positions where we were struggling to break down low blocks. And before the game, I said, yeah, we struggle against pressing teams and like Brighton and the Villas. But I forgot in my mind, look, last season and even earlier on this season, we struggled to break down low blocks. We were really struggling because we don't have that striker. Yeah, Rashford scored headers this season. We said, where does that come from? Remember we said earlier on this season, Rashford scored headers. Today he was poor. And we're really missing that striker who's good in the air. Yes, Ten Hag wants a striker who can get involved in the deep part of the play, drop into midfield and link up. But I want to see a striker who's a physical threat in the box. Probably would have left Weghorst, and I know he hasn't presented that sort of threat this season. But when you're looking at getting a goal at the last stages of the game, you look for that physical presence, and that's Weghorst. And I know he hasn't done it this season, but you got to look ahead. And I think in this game against a team who sat deep, with that being said, they got confident, they started to press us, and it just threw us off our game.
And the worst thing, like I said, West Ham deserved more, didn't they?
They did, 4-0. It should have been 4-0. Antonio it wasn't a foul. Should have been a handball. And there was one more opportunity, which I don't remember, but it should have been 4-0. We didn't have any big opportunity. Martial with the header, slips off his head. Anthony hits the bar. Hits the post, doesn't he? Bruno hits the post.
Yeah, Rashford as well.
Rashford was poor.
Yeah.
Rashford was...
What's going on?
I don't know. But the thing is, even in some of those games where he was scoring goals, right? We were saying he's not really in the game. Any moment like that. And we kept saying, those sort of plays are dangerous because they don't need to be in the game for 80, 90 minutes. They don't need to be perfect. They just need one opportunity. But in games where the whole team is not performing well, they become a shadow of themselves. And today, that's what Rashford was.
Lastly, before we wrap up, can we still get top 4? Do you obviously we can because there's enough games.
Yeah.
Do you think we will still get top 4?
I think we will. Like, it would be shameful to bottle it at this stage of the season. And I know with that being said, we've been poor the last few games, but Bournemouth away will be tough considering our away form. Fulham is not an easy game. They've been decent this season. Chelsea, that game, Casemiro scores a header. We performed well against them earlier on this season. They've been, again, terrible this season. But with us dropping our form like this, it is worrying. But I expect our players to just perform to the best of their ability. It's not many games left to the end of the season, man. Get top 4, get Champions League. Let's buy some players in the summer.